Just pulled the bobcat out. Figured I'd start a new video. I was gonna head up to the trap line today. We didn't head up. It's snowing here. It's snowing pretty bad, so figured I'd do a little bit of work around here. I finished the bobcat off. I got a question. You can just leave a comment. You guys, when you brush your bobcats out, do you brush them down so they're like so? Do you brush them side to side to present them? I'm not using the brush, of course, right now, but or do you brush them back brushed? Which is the way I've been doing it. I think it presents the spots the best. But anyway, any of you guys that trap bobcats, leave me a how you do it. And then just thought I'd go over this quick. Had a question about a couple questions about the Weasel boxes. So this is the Rick Fry box. I'm not sure he designed it, but he's the one who showed it to me, so I call it the Rick Fry box. And so it's got screen on the back end. It's got a nail here, holds it from opening. Once it's opened, the trap. Now I just put these two little bars in here. That's just to hold the trap from being pulled out. Pretty simple. Meat goes in the back or any kind of bait. I put a little bit of lure on the top of the box here. I just put a drop in here, usually the gland of something else. And this is just one of those old shitty rat traps, but they're impossible to use without the pan. So I got a few of those still, and I just cut a bit of this Coroplast stuff here. Just made a pan, made my own little pan. And then what's neat is Gary Goberson, thank you. You can see there, I'll try to show it to you. On the edge of the rat trap, I've screwed in just a little bit of steel. Makes a bit of a breaker bar. Now, I know guys who stick them up. Gary sticks his up quite a bit. I like mine. I've just started to use them, so I like it just a little bit up. Just enough to really lights out type thing. You know what I mean? And wouldn't be pleasant, that's for sure. So a couple little tricks there. Making a pan. It's just perfect in these boxes. Pan forward, bait in the back. Make sure it's set, of course. Bada bing, bada boom. Nail to hold it all secure. I actually set them at the truck or on the quad or on the snow machine. We are getting some snow here, so another light bulb just went out. What the heck's going on? We are getting some snow here. I think I might just take the snow machine out in a couple days. Give it a couple days to pack and take the snowmobile with me. So, woof, start to feel like it's really trapping season. Anyway, turn you on in a couple of days when I'm on either on the way to the line or at the line. Hope everyone's doing great. Wicked weather. Wow, what a gorgeous day. We got a little bit of snow, not much, but enough to make it interesting anyway. Should be able to see some tracks and get mad at hound hunters that steal bobcats. But other than that, heading up to the trap line this morning, me and the brown dog. Yahoo! Supposed to fly today, but as you can see, couldn't get out. Couldn't get up. Probably be able to get up this afternoon, but to the north it's even thicker, so take a while to burn off. It's a late start here. It's 10 a.m., but well, that's what we got. I didn't know whether I was gonna go trapping or go flying today, and waited for the weather to be called, and finally that's it. Going trapping, which is nice because I don't have to wait 3 more days. I can get up there before the weekend, before the hound hunters get out. Hopefully, we'll see. And we'll take you with, yes. Me and the brown dog. Well, we got a little bit of fresh snow. We're just driving into the snare station. So, thankfully nobody's been in here, which is nice. Might have had a day or two where nobody's bothering it. Gosh, it just seems there's been people everywhere this year. Got a coyote walking down the middle of the road here, it looks like. Oh, I'm pointing the camera down like you guys can see. So 2 coyotes running around right here, a little bit further out, but turn you back on. We'll go for a walk. I think we're sitting at about snare number 11, 10 or 11 here. 10. That's snare number 10. You see, this is one of my stink pails that birds have been just nuts on here. Going nutsos. Looks good though. I've been walking around looking for my snares here. A little bit of snow makes all the difference. See that guy right there? I'm surprised that one isn't hit. See, a bird came through here. Thank goodness I didn't get the bird. Anyway. Ooh, torn up a bit over here. Oh yeah. Of course, battery dies as soon as I came up on a coyote in the snare. So now I walk through the snare pit here and turn you back around. See all sorts of tracks, mostly birds, but not all. Coyote there, bird. Lots of birds, one coyote. So lots of coyotes. My tracks I just took out. So fresh snow makes all the difference in the world. Laid my gun down up here. So here we go. Here it is. So this is the one. Nice coyote. So it's been here a day or two. Some snow dropped on it. And this is the one that I had to tie back to this laid down tree. I loved the set. Set was right in here. Tied it off on this little tree, hung it off this little tree. I just love this set. It's a perfect natural runway. I thought it would be the first one that got hit, but that's not. It was. So this guy fought a little bit. I don't like that. But I'll get him out and we'll go from there. That's a decent start. Up. Yeah, brown dog. Brown dog's starting to worry me. She's got blood in her urine, so I'm gonna make this a short trip and get her back, see if I can get her a trip to the vet. She loves those. Anyway, are you vaxxed? And well, good start, you know, on the snare pit. We'll chalk that down for one coyote. There's a lot of coyotes on the peripheral, like right on the outside of the snare pit where I've got snares hanging. So that tells me I've been probably checking too often. They're not going in, or if they're going in, they're finding a way in where they're maybe a little more leery at looking at stuff. And so I will probably start making it a weekly check instead of 4 or 5 days. Now that there's less people coming and going and it's getting a little colder, although we're still positive degrees today. Should get a good melt. It's 1 degree, you know, 32, 33 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius. But we'll carry on. This is what it looks like outside, kind of fun. I like it out here. I really like this trap line actually when there's nobody on it. It just takes so long to get everybody off it. So this is the main road that I'm just coming out to, a couple kilometers from the wolf set, or the snare station I should say. Alright, turn it back on as we go. I got really excited and then I got really not excited. So I walked up to this first cat box that I've got, and it's one I showed in a video not too long ago where I found the snare from the other trapper. And anyway, I got a guy cutting firewood just like 200 yards away. Anyway, so I showed you where the snare was hanging in the tree just over here. This is my set, and I think I got a fisher. I'm hoping it's a big pine marten, but we'll set you up and we'll look at it together. It looks pretty big for a pine marten. If it's a pine marten, it's my very first one ever. We'll see. Holy shit, it's a marten. That is a small wolverine? What the hell is this thing? It's got to be a fisher. Oh man, I won't struggle much, but that's too bad. Let's see if he comes out nice. That'd be my first fisher ever, and I have to turn him in if it's a fisher. And excuse my lack of knowing if it's a fisher. It's a small female. Very strange. That's a fisher. Okay. Good catch anyway. And that might be why there's no marten around. God, it's not a very big one. White belly. White patch on the belly. That's too darn bad. Fisher exclusion box would have got him. He's no bigger than a marten. So, that's too bad. I got excited. Chewed on the box a little bit. Well, it's exciting anyway, a little bit. So here in BC, we can't keep fisher. In region 3 anyway, the region that I'm in, we have a fisher exclusion. Right now there's a bit of a debate going on between the British Columbia Trappers Association and biologists. You know, citizen science, or I don't know what you want to call it, lack of science, on whether there's enough fishers to trap. And of course, everybody's catching fishers like crazy, and I'm the one saying it should be marten that are closed, not fishers. But pretty good day so far. I mean, I can knock it off the list at least. Boy, it sure looks like a land otter, doesn't it? Must be ferocious. Ferocious little gaffer. So I got to turn him into the ministry and report it, of course. And it's the first one I've seen in 3 years on this line, but I haven't caught a marten either. I don't get marten, and that's why I sort of stopped setting for them this year. It's a good sign. It's supposed to be the year. There's lots of fishers and marten. It's too bad. Anyway, turn it back on and after as we go. Kind of fun today. Looks like we're getting a little bit of everything, so good. The Weasel line produces. I don't know if you guys remember, but I said I was going to start trapping weasels this year. Here you go, a little weasel. A little ermine. I'll turn it back on in a minute. Well, starting to produce, but I kind of knew that was going to happen, right? Like as soon as the snow flies and it gets a little bit colder and people stop goofing around and not as many hunters in the bush and guys out quadding or snowmobiling, or starts to slow down, animals start to move around. And again, I got nothing against guys using the outdoors. They got as much right to it as I do, almost. And in fact, I just met a guy, the guy that was chainsawing up there. I got to know him quite well. His name is Chris, and he just goes out and looks for firewood. He's a hell of a hard worker. He drops these great big dead trees and sells a little bit of firewood, I guess, but also stocks up his own yard of firewood, and he's got a big tree down there right now. So weasel line's taken off. We've got a weasel. We're on the board. No, that one's no Boone and Crockett record setter, but there should be a lot of weasels this year. It looks like a cat walked down the track. There's a cat track. Looks like a lynx track maybe. I don't have any sets around here, but anyway, there's been one vehicle in. Not sure if that's a cat hunter, or doesn't look like anyone's got out anytime recently. Look at tracks, or I don't see them pulling over like cat hunters normally do, but you never know. Maybe looking for cougars. Okay, we'll turn you back on if we've got something else to show you guys. Two firsts, two all-time firsts for me in the same day. I'm pretty fucking fired up, to be honest with you here. This has been my nemesis. Looks like I got Kim Jong-il here. Ugh. Anyway, starting to stack up a bit of fur here today, but more importantly, I'll talk as I walk. I'm just going into the set here. I grab some lure so I can reset. I have never caught a fisher before, and today I caught a fisher. Now, that's not a good thing, but I have never caught a marten before. I've caught marten on other people's lines, other people's trap lines. I didn't get to keep them, of course. It's their marten. You know, I set and help them out setting on their line. And today, this is one of my favorite sets. I come in here and look at this. Hi, girls. Oh, baby. That's my very first pine marten. Not chewed. Oh, I don't know if it's soft. Oh yeah, I'll be able to get them out. Oh, that just makes me happier than, well, I don't know what the saying is. Happier than a pig in something. I'm not sure exactly what the saying is, but you can fill in the gaps. Poor little feller. My very first pine marten. So funny story. Well, tragic and funny story all at the same time. I started trapping, I don't know, 12 years ago or something. Longer than that. But took my trapping course with my best friend and a couple other friends. And his name was David. So David actually died in an accident up north. What's going on here? David died in a hunting accident up north. I'm not sure. There we go. And but when we first got into trapping, Dave bought himself a trap line in Region 2, which is down on the coast. And so the very first time he set, he came back, did one check. His very first trap that he ever set, he got a marten. Of course, that's David. That's just the way he is. Everything he touched turned to gold until his demise. But super great guy, phenomenal guy. He got a marten on the first set. I've gone 12 years now on that trap line. Maybe 14 years. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. And then 2 other trap lines. And now this trap line. This is my 3rd year on this trap line. And this is my very first marten. My very first pine marten. That is a gorgeous little creature. Absolutely stunning. Little flea on its back, but it's my very first. I knew they were here. I just had to prove it. There you go, David. We're even. 1-1. There's... Oh, I get to skin out a pine marten. That's phenomenal. That's going to be it for this week. Pretty good check. I mean, I'm tickled. Absolutely tickled. That's a good day. 1 flying squirrel. Could have shot a couple squirrels, but didn't. 1 weasel, a marten, a fisher, a coyote, flying squirrel that I threw back in the box. And I'm just going to relure this one last set here, and That's it. I'm going to show you. There it is right there. One little weasel, my very first marten, my very first fisher, and a coyote. Can't complain about that. Good day on the trap line. That's things are picking up. I still don't see much for cat tracks, but I imagine the lynx will be moving in now that we've got some snow. If the snow sticks around, it is pretty warm. As you can see from around, there's not much snow in the trees. It's kind of coming out of the trees as we speak. So, oh well, that's the fun of it. You never know. Just wanted to share. I'm just going into rebait or relure to lure. I just put a new set in. I was on my way out, and we're done for the day. Brown dog and I. But figured I'd try a new set. And as I was coming through, I saw this log. Just a perfect angle. Just screams, come and check me out. I don't have any sets anywhere near it, so you can see I got some fun stuff hanging here. And one snare. A little beaver, half of a beaver or a quarter of a beaver up on the tree, so birds will come and land on that and peck at it. And then all these steps and logs to jump up on. Bing, 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 bing. When cat gets up into here, as you can see, there's a snare waiting for him to go through to get to that beaver. So I think it's pretty much centered. Looks pretty good. I might want to move it over a 1/4 inch. All right, so I doubt he can go through that without getting caught. Anything, any cats, bobcat, lynx, so on. That's it. Kind of a fun little set. I don't do these very often, but it's a nice, easy set, quick. I had the beaver on the way out, and since we're done, I thought I'd just show it to you real quick, and maybe next time I get here, it'll be a cat hanging down.